held these multiple parents, that my mom, my dad, and then my maternal grandmother, because my mom and dad would sometimes work around the clock, sometimes with 2 jobs, whatever they needed to do to make sure there was food on the table, to make sure we were good. And just the grief that comes along with what we hope, the kind of relationship we want to have with them. And then recognizing that there's only so much they can offer because of their own limitations from the trauma that they experienced, and their own expectations that they have in life, right? Like they grew up very differently than I did, right? These both my parents, my mom is Solela and my dad in Mexico, and then my grandmother even more so. My mom grew up in an area that was very rural, so there were no schools. My mom learned how to read and write through a traveling school teacher. My maternal grandmother only learned to sign her name, right? So there was a big education gap. And what I noticed most is that when there's a big education gap, that like deeply impacts, our critical thinking and our openness to new things, because when we don't have the skills, or when we weren't taught, how to think about these things, it's really scary. It's really, really scary. And we're already living in fear. We're like, oh, that's just not for me, because it is too scary. And it's, for me, I'm like, oh, it's uncomfortable. For them, it's immobilizing, doing some of these things. And so
for us, it's uncomfortable. For them, it's immobilizing.
Yeah, for them, it can be immobilizing. And so I just learned to give my family a lot of grace, especially because, like I said, I see their efforts in wanting to improve our relationships. I see their efforts in healing themselves so that they could show up in a different way. And seeing that, it's very encouraging. I want to honor that, because not everyone has that, right? So it is in all relationships, and you know this because of the work that you do. It takes everyone involved in the relationship making an effort. Otherwise, you're just continuing to just kind of have this push-pull dynamic in relationships.